Hi everyone, let's go over my bullish Elliott Wave scenarios on Bitcoin. We're on the medium time frame. We're looking for this green wave 3 to finish, after which we then expect a green wave 4 to the downside in a corrective structure and one more impulse to the upside in a wave 5. The subdegree count of this green wave 3 is the blue count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the target area for this wave 5 is between 39.5k and 43k, and around that 43k area we do have some additional resistance, which is the golden box here between 42.9k and 43.6k. Now, what is important to know about impulses is that a wave 4 of a higher degree likes to retrace to the wave 4 of a lower degree. And the wave 4 of a lower degree is the white wave 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as this white impulsive structure here is a subdegree count of the blue wave 3. Therefore, the blue wave 4 likes to retrace to the lower degree white wave 4 price action, with the blue box taken from the high of 3 to the lowest point of wave 4. And you can see that it acted nicely as support for then continuation to the upside. Now, after the green wave 3 is in, we could be looking for something similar, where the price action of this blue wave 4 can act as support for the green wave 4. Now, this box over here is taken from the high of the blue wave 3 to the lowest point of the blue wave 4, giving us a target area for a potential green wave 4 between 38k and 34.7k, after which we then expect continuation. Another thing that is nice about this blue wave 4 here is that this blue wave 4 ended after the 1-to-1 fib time, and that is a fib time taken from the high of 1 to the low of 2 to the high of wave 3, where we compared wave 2 in time with wave 4 in time. And in an impulse, most commonly, a wave 4 takes more time to form than a wave 2, which is also the case in this scenario, as the end of this blue wave 4 in a triangle came after the 1-to-1 in blue. So basically, we're then looking for the high of 3, retracement in a wave 4 and continuation in a wave 5. If we then zoom into the latest impulsive structure here to the upside that came after this blue wave 4, then I open the low time frame folder on my chart, where we then have our wave 1, wave 2, and now we're looking for a wave 3 to eventually finish in yellow. Now, it's always quite difficult to know exactly how far a wave 3 wants to extend. A minimum target usually for a wave 3 is the 1.618, which is taken from the low to the high of 1 to the low of wave 2, which is exactly the level that we have just hit and passed. And then we could also be looking for the 2 extension here, sitting at 42.3k, and then we have the 2.618 at 44k, and etc. Right? So basically, what we have to wait for is for price to go back into a range where then we get a bit more confirmation of the high of a 3 being in and working on the wave 4 in yellow, where preferably this wave 4 in yellow is going to match the time it took to develop this wave 2, or be longer in time than this wave 2. So we basically have to wait for a sideways range, where if price is going to move to the downside and hit this level over here, which is the high of wave 1, an impulse is invalidated, because for a potential wave 4 you don't want price to go to the downside and have overlap with this yellow wave 1, with that level sitting at 38.4k. If we then go to the micro time frame, to the 15-minute here, then we were in this range throughout the weekend, and as mentioned, price hit the 886, and the 886 is always very, very important, because the moment price retraces to the 886, with this 886 taken from the high to the low over here, it increases the probabilities for continuation and price to take, in this case, the double top, because the 886 is a common target for a wave B or a wave X and a rare target for a wave 2, meaning any bounce coming from the 886 to the downside has a higher probability of being a wave C or a wave Y, which therefore increases probabilities to come back up and at least take the double top, which happened quite soon after. But then of course we continued pumping to the upside, which also was the highest probability scenario. Now, if we then finally look at the probabilities of the different scenarios, then on the medium time frame we are still looking for price to finish the green wave 3. And after that green wave 3 is in, we're going to be looking for corrective structure to the downside in the green wave 4, where the price action of the blue wave 4, which now is represented by this green box, right, as it's taken from the high to the low here, could be very, very interesting support indeed for then lift off in a wave 5 to the upside. On the low time frame, we are currently simply waiting for this impulse to the upside to finish, where we are waiting for eventually a bigger range to form, at least similar or around the same amount of time as this wave 2 over here. Any shorter range is a lower degree wave 4, so we can eventually get a couple of 4-5, 4-5, 4-5s, but eventually we're looking for a bigger range in this wave 4 and then one more push to the upside in wave 5. And on the micro, we are simply waiting for a couple of wave 4s to come as well, because at the moment, as price is moving to the upside, we can also see that volume is coming in. We are simply waiting for price to stop pumping, start ranging, and once price starts ranging, that is when we can eventually get back to the highest probability scenarios, because that's also what I write here. Generally, we now have to simply wait for a range to form, which will then give us the most information. I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use in my opinion, which is the CVD. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'd like to see you at the next one. Bye bye.